online also joining. Right. Very good morning, all of you. So, very warm greetings for today's current affairs session. So, before going to, as usual, any doubts, clarifications regarding previous sessions or any other topic? Any of you are writing any exams? Of course, future was already written recently, last 1 month. Okay. If something else, if you find the questions, okay, which we may not covered, okay, just bring to my notice so that that area also we will touch. Okay, because different exams are happening. Next, okay, right, online to joining. Right, good morning, Asma joined and others. So this week again, you heard about the Chabahar port. It's for last 10 years in a way. It's in the limelight. Number of competitive examination, you have the questions on this. Even at one point, you have 20 marks questions in civil service mains as well. And both APPSC and TSPSC already covered also these questions related. Okay. Now again, the news for the simple reason that a 10-year deal was signed between India and Iran regarding the management of the Chabahar port. Operational part we are taking over also. So the fact also is that the Chabahar port, the part of Chabahar port, not the entire part is concerned, is developed by India, so that naturally we are utilizing. So initially, we thought of investing around $100 million on this. Now, a projection looks like $250 million. So once we are investing so much on that, definitely there is some strategic and economic advantage for India, isn't it? Always the national interest of the country, that will be the top priority. Number of parameters will take into considerations. Why we are giving so much of importance? Here, the moment we signed the deal, America warned India relating to sanctions. So it is not tasty to the Americans. We signed, no doubt it's for our national interests, to pursue our national interests, for economic development perhaps, to have the contact with the rest of the world, but it's not tasty. Then why? So this the topic is very crucial from both the prelims as well as the mains point of view. Okay, that's what I wish to say, and be in that one. So here, if you look at the Chabahar port, Iran, you find here, Gujarat, the Kandla port, nearby to it. Already 500 nautical miles it is. Nautical mile is a measure of distance on sea. Roughly 1.6 kilometers it will cover. Okay. Once in groups, they ask the meaning also, nautical miles. Okay. Generally, we used to listen, no? Our territorial waters extend up to how many nautical miles? Territorial waters, 12 nautical miles. Exclusive economic zone, 200 nautical miles. So when you say the exclusive economic zone, if you take the Iran zone, India zone, 200, right? Hardly 150 kilometers is, what is that called? Middle high seas. Okay. High seas is international waters. So in a way, it's very near to us. Up to 200, anyhow, we have to go in one form or another. Then the next part is concerned. And here, the Pakistan related, the Karachi port is there, Gwadwari port is there. Two ports of Pakistan. Okay, Karachi and Gwadwar. And Gwadwar port is very much in the news rather than Karachi. Why? China had taken up development. Okay, the development of this Pakistani port, the Gwadwar, was taken by the Chinese. They linked Gwadwari port with China, land route. What is that is called? Exactly on the borders of India, right? They laid that route. What is that is called? Hmm? It is goes like this. Almost all virtually on the top of it, it will touch this Gilgit Baltistan also. Yeah, wonderful. CPEC, China Pakistan Economic Corridor. Can you tell me which connecting which city to which city? Which city of China? Gwadwar, okay, it's a port in Pakistan. China, what is the place? Number of time we discussed. Start with K. Xinjiang province is something like Telangana, you're saying. Start with K. Kashgar. Okay. Recently in the Staff Select Commission exams, again that question was posed. The banking examinations also. It's a regular question. Kashgar. 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 Connecting Kashgar in the Xinjiang province of China, linking with, and this is the where Gwadwari port is in which province of Pakistan? There they call states. In India we call states, there they call provinces. Baluchistan province, most unrest area also, that is also there. Baluchistan they call. Okay. In that province you will find that. So you are now, instead of using this Karachi or Gwadwar report, going beyond and doing it. And reason is very clear. India and Pakistan being a natural enemies. Okay, there's a perception it is that. One reason or another, unrest is prevailing vis-a-vis the relations of his concern. And to reach Afghanistan, no land route. So we don't have an option rather than go from Chabahar to Iran to Afghanistan. So initially with that purpose we made. So once you reach Afghanistan, you will go to another Central Asian countries. All Istans now, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, right? You will have an access to Russia. So land route we have. So sea come land route. Coolly we can override the Pakistan. No need to depend on that. Okay. And we can address the China issue also with that part is concerned. Because if some hurdle is creating, we don't have option, look for an alternative. So here you are looking an alternative. And China, if you look at like this Gwadwar report, and of course in the ending, Sri Lanka, then Myanmar, Bangladesh, it has undertaken the development of the different countries' ports. It looks like exactly encircling India. What that concept is called? Encircling India by China? String of pearls. String of pearls refers to STRING, PARLS, string of pearls. So we don't have an option. Okay. So again, with the help of the Chabahar, encircle the encircler. With that concept, we are going ahead. But that is a different issue. The negative shade you can see. More than the important thing is the positive shade. What are the benefits that India accrue with that project is very important, isn't it? That finally that matters rather than anything else. Here, for example, they said is regional connectivity. You will get it. You are linking Afghanistan, one aspect, Central Asia, Eurasia also. Okay. So right now the plan, right, 120 million. So started with 100, planning up to 250. Immediate investment is this. And as this agreement recently, okay, signed, both it is managing as well as operating this port. And where it is, this word you have to keep in mind, the Gulf of Oman. Okay, that's an important for us. And here they said, apart from when you're using the word Central Asia, it is linking, okay, connecting by rail as well as road, both are there, right? Under what we call INSTC, International North South Transport Corridor. Anybody can tell me what exactly it is, connecting where to where? Or what are the countries it will connect? Last time we discussed, this is why I'm asking. So revision, reviewing, very important. Anyhow, let me tell you this. Okay. Here, recently, apart from INST, IMEC also came now. And we should not forget that. Then previously, we have not discussed much about IMEC, though when the G20 summit, it was initiated. Anybody can tell me full form of IMEC? Hmm? I think in online it's coming here. 12. Hmm. So something is there, no doubt, right? You're able to, because there's only option, right? Recollect, recollect. Don't worry about is it right or wrong. And again, cross check, right? If you have any iota of doubt is there. India, Middle East, economic corridor. Is it Middle East or Eurasia? Hmm? So E stands for all, right? It's covering Eurasia, we called it, right? Not only just the middle, it's going beyond as the part is concerned. So this is an American project. When you say this G20 related, America is renewing its efforts in West Asia. For that it is. Whereas INSTC is Russia. Again, it looks like both the countries wanted to have their own dominance. A Cold War scenario looks like, because they want to spread their influence here. Whatever it be, the advantage once you to get this one, this is the recent route when is IMSC. When they're starting from Mumbai, right now we plan, of course, the Kandla, whatever it be, the Gujarat which we discussed. Otherwise, if you take the Mumbai, the Chabahar port here, right? Then from here, if you go up, it is a INT. If you come to this side, Saudi related and Israel, right? Haifa. Last time we discussed, no, which Indian business tycoon take up that Haifa port development. Adani Group, right? We discussed last class. The Adani Group has taken for that. Okay. Then from that to the Europe. This is virtually connecting India not only with this Eastern Middle East part, but also to the Eurasia. And at the Europe continent, it wanted to cover both land as well as the sea route. Okay, water and the land. Even of course, land you may make the road as well as the rail connectivity, a cheaper transport. And once you go up, right, it is a thing. So from when you say this Iran related, okay, here you will find this Uzbekistan, right, the all Kazakhstan, what we call these all Central Asia. Okay, so you have this road connectivity. Then the Russia up to St. Petersburg, you will have this part is concerned. So these are all the blue colors, right? And you have already existing. So Let us make use of these two. So Chabaha report, if you understand, is a junction now, isn't it? So essential, very crucial, both from the strategical point of view, from the economic point. Okay, we don't have an option in a way. That's what it says. Then clear that. So when you're talking about the strategic, Pakistan related, then China, CPEC, right? Counter China otherwise. That is a negative shade which are giving it. And CPEC is a part of which overall belt, BRA, Belt and Road Initiative. So overall you are addressing that issue. And positively with connecting NTC and IMEC, right? We are very much here. From there we can direct, go this side, go this side. Our physical presence made very much on this. Then what is an economic advantage that we got it? Hmm? Yeah, wonderful. So now it is going to be a very convenient maritime hub. So once it is concerned, millions of rupees of transaction will take place. And especially now, the energy pharmaceuticals, India is taking a lot of lead. And already we are into the information technology and health, lot of priority we are giving. Agriculture, then related centralization, all the things we are the gems and jewelries. All these issues, the transportation can become easier for us. So the millions of trade will happen in this. Whenever or wherever we are economically strong, then only we can politically strong. Okay, money power, most important. Money power, through money power only you will get the muscle power. Isn't it? You can. So that's the most important the part is concerned. So here they use the word central corridor, western corridor, eastern corridor, all these usual. Later I will pass on to this so that you will have the more discussed on this part. Okay. And here the kilometer wise, IMEC, when it is India, Middle East, Europe corridor, 5,000 kilometers long that is. Okay. Whereas INSTC, that is International North-South Transit Corridor, is of 720 kilometers long. So 7 plus 5, right? Almost 12,000 plus kilometers of road access you can get. When Belt and Road Initiative of China is also connectivity project, a Chinese gigantic initiative that is. We may not able to do like this, but wherever possible, piece by piece, we can connect and address the issue. China single-handedly dominating. India being a democracy, we are moving like a democracy, involving all the countries in participating. So nobody is in the debt trap now. Whereas China will take complete initiative. They will only lay down the roads, rails, and everything, and later give the bill along with the interest. So while paying this interest, paying this amount, then the pain starts. That's what now Pakistan is feeling. Already Sri Lanka lost its Hambantota port, right? So India initiative, or for that purpose, Japan's American initiatives, they will not make any country into debt trap. Okay. So inclusiveness, we call it, the participation of the countries, is become very crucial. And with that, we are moving ahead only the initiative part, and by undertaking this, you can address all the issues. Okay, that's what another point which you have to keep in mind. Okay, here different ports, of course, when you say that's especially talking about the relation up to reaching the St. Petersburg, Russia, is a closed map. Once you can see this, all the entire Central Asian countries, how they will be connected by the issue. So different ports are there along the Caspian Sea. For your geography too, you can make it. Russia, you have the Volva and Makacha. Kazakhstan, Akatukundis, then Turkmenistan's and Iran's overall, you have the four ports. All these in one form or the another have the connected with this. So being at the junction, you'll have connections of so many. Okay. And all these points, right? When you say this railroad cities on this, so that's very crucial connecting one. So Iran is playing in a way very crucial role, but unfortunately, why it is questioned by America? Because INCT, they said world's first sanctions proof corridor. Sanctions means what? America impose sanctions. When you use the word, or UN impose sanctions. What do you mean by sanction? General sanction is sanction money, sanction loan is a positive trend. Here the sanctions implies you are ending, isn't it? You are ending the relations in a way, rather than a positive trend. It's a negative word. So once sanctions imposed, okay, sanctions imposed, entire the meaning change. Okay, so you are putting the restrictions on that country to have the trade. Russia, all of you know pretty well, America and Europe countries imposed sanctions recently because Russia's aggression against Ukraine, Russia-Ukraine war, and is asking all other countries adhere to. And why Iran? America imposed sanctions. Why on Iran? America imposed sanctions. Hmm? Iran nuclear deal. Okay. So after long negotiations and taking time and everything, P5 plus 1, okay, all P5 countries plus Germany, able to enter into negotiation with Iran regarding nuclear deal. So that Iran will not go ahead its nuclear project. No clandestine activity vis-a-vis with. But during the Trump era, it was come to know that Iran is still going ahead, not adhering to the terms and conditions of the treaty. Even now and then restraining IAEA personals not to inspect each and every window. What is IAEA? International Atomic Energy Agency, okay, which is the supervising authority on this. So finally, America feel that we have to do something so that we can teach lesson to Iran, then impose sanctions at the time and ask all the countries also to adhere to that. If America imposed, why we have to adhere? Why they will impose again sanction on us if we will not? There is one act of America called as CATSA. What is this? Countering American adversaries through sanctions act. Countering, countering American adversaries. When we say whom we call is an adverse to us, మనకు వ్యతిరేకము అని అవతల వాడిని ఎప్పుడు అనుకుంటాం? When the other person not adhere to our point of view. Okay, I said one thing, you didn't agree, so you are an adverse for me, an opposite person. Okay, you have different point of view. So countering, how to counter those who are not online with American policies, American thought. For that they have special act also. So countering American adversaries, how they will counter? Through, T stands for through, THROUGH, through sanctions. Again they will impose sanctions on this. That's what in the beginning said America wants India is concerned, because already America imposed sanctions. For one reason or another, we are not adhering to that. We are going ahead. Even Russia also, right? We are least bothered. And wonderful relations we have with Russia even during this period. And because of that, we saved a lot of foreign exchange, oil related. So we imported oil at the cheaper rate. And later, we also exported that to other countries, especially neighboring countries. So we got an added advantage. Iran, India, Iran, right? We are de-dollarization now. Instead of dollar, taking the term dinar, okay, rupee dinar, rupee ruble, Russia related. So local currency trade, the swapping of currency. Okay, that's what word, swapping. We are dealing with the local currency. So we are at advantage. Why should we adhere to? But again, we have to say at one point during Trump era, when imposed, keeping the strategic importance of Chabahar report and overall India's good record, India was exempted officially by by America from applying CATSA. Though initially threatened, at one point regarding because you are dealing with Chabahar report, so they permitted, okay, you can go ahead. Because we initiated Chabahar report long back. And we have one agreement in 2013 onwards, this process is on, and 17 we have another agreement also. Okay, tripartite agreement, India, Iran, Afghanistan. 3 countries together we entered into agreement at one point of it, tripartite. So we are doing activities in Chabahar as they consider a more of economic activity. America exempted India. Okay, whether by compulsion they did or want to do some favor, that's the next question. And those exemptions are continuing now. But at any point, America may withdraw that exemptions. That's what now the warning vis-a-vis with this part from the American point of view. Okay. So if that be the case, if American point of this, how globalization, around this Western hegemony, all these issues are there. There's mainly from the main's point of view, you can look at that. So any doubt on this Chabahar report? Okay. And anyhow, the future you have to keep in mind, a planned extension is there. The green mark, if you look at, these are all the area they wanted to connect it here. And similarly, from this year, right, from Armenia, they want to go to Georgia, to Europe also. Okay. If that be the case, okay, both IMEC as well as this INSTC is going to be a landmark for India, a historic, no doubt. And no doubt that will address the Chinese issue also. Okay, no need to make use of Chinese roads, rails. No, they can have their own. No need to adhere to that conditions. Okay. And of course, this another competitive point of you can remember this Garland Road is something our ring road. Okay, okay. You will find it here, right, in Afghanistan. It covering the entire Afghanistan. Okay, related. And one this Chapaha report from this is a junction to Afghanistan, Jaranj. So this is also a place which you have to keep in mind. Up to this road trail, then the entry to Afghanistan. And this road also touching this Tashkent. Recently, in bank examination, they asked us which of the places is not touching, okay, not linking. Now and then you'll have the questions on this. And Tashkent is the name of that place, right? Very crucial for India also. We never forget that, where we lost our second prime minister, right? Lal Bahadur Shastri, when 1965 war, India-Pakistani war. So finally the truce happened there, and he died after the agreement. So the place is advisable, right? Where to where the Spitzberg, everything, all the thing is important for you, right? Any doubts on this? Hmm? Anywhere else? There's only this IMC, remember, is an initiative undertaken when G20 summit. That point you have to keep in mind. America, right? We covered. Anything we missed, just I'm looking into this. Okay. Right. And the next issue, we can take up this India Pakistan related, though is not nothing to do with India directly. Something happening in POK. You'll find this strikes, buns, and naturally the police involvement, tear gases. In the process, suddenly the Indian flag, you saw that. That means something is happening there. So because of that become more relevant. Any country, right? When somebody is not agreeing with the country's policies or you're suffering with, naturally, or in every democracy, right? Naturally you have right to protest. Okay. So why we are discussing is that now that protest, okay, some of them raise the Indian flag. So they don't want to be in Pakistan, they want to be in India. One fact is also very clear. For recent years, Pakistan is facing a lot of economic crisis. Okay. Recently, the Prime Minister of Pakistan stated one thing: even if you're going to the friendly countries, they are looking as like a beggars. So when you are in a position to receive only, not in a position to give, this scenario is but natural. So why this scenario? And that will have a different impact on the ordinary people when the economy is in crisis. Okay, when the development is not taking place, unemployment is but natural. That lead to poverty, right? Then again, the price rise, the inflations. One form or another, you have the connect. Same thing here, the people they are facing, both at the POK as well as the Gilgit Baltistan area. And what actually this all about? A quick recollection, because number of times we discussed in a way. Okay. When the Jammu and Kashmir finally became an integral part of India in 1948. Later it joined, right? Initially not. When 1947, August 15th, Kashmir is not part of India. It is an independent country in a way. Then King of Kashmir, who Har Singh, declared himself as an independent. He don't want to join either with India or with Pakistan. But when you have the Pakistan here, most of the Jammu and this Gilgit Baltistan area is of Muslims. Here it is not. So Pakistan had an eye on that. So this area, right, which you are seeing it, was occupied by Pakistan before it joined with India. Once Har Singh not able to stop Pakistan, then he signed a treaty of accession with India. So by the time a treaty of accession signed, the point you have to keep in mind is this was occupied, this POK. Okay. This is under its occupation. This is only POK, not this. This is Gilgit Baltistan. They voluntarily joined. Okay. It was not occupied by Pakistan. Now, all the protests are taking place with all the red lines you are seeing. That means entire POK, you are seeing the protests, not at one particular point, right? Hatchan, Bala, Muzaffarabad, this regularly you'll see this, right? Muzaffarabad, the issue part is concerned. Tatapani, okay? Rawalkot, Nasenas, Kuriatta, Dadyal, all those areas, right? Which has caused this concern. Now, this is our de facto border. What this border is called? LOC or LAC? Okay, don't confuse there. Line of control. This border, Radcliffe line, right? Is a de jure as per law. This is the fact. Now the issue is happening here rather than here. Part is concerned, isn't it? So, when in the month of May only, there's a joint Awami Action Committee. Okay, of course they use the word POK. Okay, Joint Awami Action Committee. This is leading this movement right now, and this is an organization by traders. Okay, and they are protesting against the rising cost, food, fuel, utilities, everything, because inflation is at its height there. And when the people are facing this hardship, the government is not able to address this. In addition to that, when it comes to the India border, because this border area is concerned, the stopping of the trade with India. Once even within India in the border areas trade was stopped, a practical problem arises. Already India imposed heavy tax. Okay, almost a 200% increased we made for the taxes on the border areas. Because of that, no, there is a lot of things, tomatoes, onions, they cost a lot in that area. Okay, so addressing the issue become very crucial. When Pakistan not able to address this basic issue, then the problem started, and people have no option rather than to vote. Even there is a complaint also that Pakistan is what you call treating this POK, Gilgit Baltistan, in a different way. Otherwise, what we call no partial. The part is concerned, ill treatment of few representatives at the national level who are belong to this area also triggered the issues. So the protestant, we don't know how it will be there. And India says we have nothing to do in a way it is concerned. Definitely, if not today, tomorrow it is going to be a part of it. So morally, India extended its support. Whether our RAI is there or not, we don't know. Okay. So how the protest will take the turn, you have to be. And at the same time, when the now the issue is going on, this area, Daulat O Begi area, that's what DOB, India has set up world's highest tank repairing facility. When you say the tank, the military tanks, right? The main battle tanks. Arjun, for example, is our main battle tank. So if any something repair required, again it has to come down or they have to go there. Instead of it, we establish there itself now. Then you can understand not just our commitment there, but our aggressive stand in this. So two parts: this develop big oldie sector, the one thing, and Noma sector. In these two areas, we establish this tank repair facility. This is a DOB, right? Big sector. Even we have the road connectivity and everything on this one. So last time we discussed this Shangshan Valley, where China is constructing illegal and India objected over the part. And Soksachin, you know pretty well, illegal occupied China when? Hmm? When they occupied? Indo-China War. Year 1962. 1962. 1959, China occupied Tibet. Okay, Tibet was occupied by it. From that onwards, India-China relations strained. Okay, and we granted asylum to whom? Dalai Lama. Okay, it is not tasty to China, isn't it? Then finally, India-China war in 62 and occupied this presently Ladakh part, Aksachin, and Arunachal Pradesh area also, some part with this. There this LAC came. And recently, the Galwan issue, Galwan Valley, right? 2020 only. So China is trying to intrude into the part. So better to be there. And this is the Siachen Glacier, right? Highest point, and there itself we put it here. Then you can understand the strategical significance here. So once you repair center, we are there. So now you can't come. Okay. And no may have another one, right? This is a part we are doing it. So nearby this issues. And anyhow, this Demchok is also under this occupation. So there we wanted to lay our hands. So now strengthening the border areas become very crucial. Already there will be roads and everything we are constructing so that now easy movement will be there. That's the most important. And same thing in Arunachal Pradesh area to address this. The India recently sanctioned 2 crores per kilometer roads along with the China's border. Okay, under this vibrant village program. Okay, VVP. Okay, is a centrally sponsored team to book the security grid on this LAC. Approved 113 roads in Andhra Pradesh, Uttarakhand, and Sikkim. All this together, it is focusing. So, border part, because protecting the border implies we need to have access first of all to our border, and road is an essential. So, for that, moving further now. Then another step, you will feel that, right? Indian Air Force successfully tests this World Disaster Hospital now. So when the war zone is happening or any natural calamities, especially, right? In the war zone, right now, Russia, Ukraine, you are saying it. When somebody suffered, then treatment is required. Red Cross Society is there, no doubt, okay? That will be there and everything is concerned. So, to help them easily, we have come up with a different concept. A disaster hospital is nothing but Arogya Maitri cubes. This is called. when you use the word Arogya Maitri cubes, it is nothing but disaster hospital. So the name of the disaster hospital is Arogya Maitri cube. So recently and successfully we tested in this. Then it is under Bhishma project. Okay, A will be there, right? Under the Bhishma. What is the full form of Bhishma? Arogya Maitri cubes is, you can simply make it, is even the world's first, not only India's first. Okay, world first disaster hospital. There are 72 cubes like this, which you are seeing this. Okay, so they can be airlifted and place it. Right now, the test was done in Agra. So built under the project Bhishma. What is the Bhishma full form? Bharat Health Initiative. Bharat Health Initiative. Bharat Health Initiative. SHM, Sahayog Hita and Maitri. Sahayog Hita, HITA, Hita and Maitri. That is why the small a they added. Okay, Maitri. So generally we call the Bhishma project Sahayog, SAHYOG, Sahayog Hita, HITA. Okay, it's our project. Actually, this Bhishma project was announced long back in 2022 itself. So, this 8 cubes, okay, Arogya Maitri cubes, so generally called as the 8 cubes, equipped with all several innovative tools, address what? The support, medical support during emergency. It may be war emergency or any disaster related and everything. Even they integrated with AI and data analytics. Even it can handle the wounds, bullet wounds, major bleeding, severe burns, head injuries, all those things, right? So, right, then those are the few international issues. And back to India, the other day, the newspapers covered everything. Okay, yesterday's newspaper, if you saw it, that is the day before Supreme Court decision regarding right to property. Okay, of course, another decision is there regarding Article 39, that is distribution of public wealth related. That is a different, this is different. Okay. Now, the Supreme Court clearly stated state cannot acquire property without, that means they can do so proper procedure. The proper procedure has to be undertaken. If not, it is not valid. That is what it implies. The procedural safeguards are very, very important, isn't it? That means you cannot acquire just like this. Okay. Once upon a time, right to property was a fundamental right. Right? Right to property was a fundamental right. Under which article? 31. Okay. How many fundamental rights totally? When Constitution came into force, how many fundamental rights? 7. Now 6. Right? Anybody can tell me along with articles, all 7? Of course, now one. Order. First is right to equality. Article 14 to 18. Good. Second, right to freedom. From 18 over to 19 to 22. 22. Right to freedom. Right against, okay, all are right to, this is against. Right against exploitation. 23 and 24, 2 articles only. Then 25 to 28, freedom of religion. Number of time we discussed this. Then 29, 30, cultural and educational rights, meant specially for minorities. Then 31, right to property. 32, constitutional remedies. Because these are guaranteed. If any fundamental are breached, you can directly go to the court of law and you can avail the writs. So many cases are there. If you see this Golaknath case, Keshavanda Bharti case, all are one way the link with this right to property. So finally, vexed with this, it was done away. When 1978, which amendment? 1978, 44th constitutional amendment. A deleted fundamental right. Is it deleted from fundamental rights or from the constitution? Only from fundamental right. It's not there in that chapter. Part 3, it is not there. But still it is in the constitution, where 300A. Okay? That what, when you use the word added something, whenever you feel that one, ABCD, they are added later, not the original part is concerned. So now that become legal. Is it a legal right or constitutional right? Once in civil prelims, that question posed, and both choices are there. Say in the choice, you will find both legal as well as the constitutional rights. Both are there. No, none of the above. Or both the above. Then what answer you will keep it? You have to keep it as a constitutional right. Whoever marked as a legal right, that became wrong. Simple is, it is in the constitution, so it's the constitution. All legal rights may not be in the constitution. You may get from the through the law of contract, you may get from the right other acts. Right? For example, Hindu Marriage Act, the married women are, they'll get some more rights. Right? You legally you are entitled, you may get rights through different laws. Whatever will be in the constitution, mentioned in the constitution, they'll become constitutional rights. Okay? All legal rights are not constitutional rights. Okay? As it is mentioned, and the other day Supreme Court also clearly stated it is a constitutional right and a human right also. That means a civil right. Okay? Everybody can have it. You and me can't. So when you have that, the issue. Apart from doing away Article 31, right, where right to put directly, it is also there in Article 19. Article 19 consisting of what? There are 6 freedoms mentioned right now. Previously 7. Okay, so freedom to acquire property also be there, but now it is okay 19F that has done away with this. So 300 they said is no person shall be deprived of property save by authority of law. Law can do so, but a proper procedure has to be adhered. So Supreme Court lay down this 7 procedures now. I don't know this taken directly from the Hindu. Is it visible? So right to notice or duty of the state to inform. Both are there here. That is, I have right to get the notice. Okay, I am taking my land. I mean, you are taking my land. That you have to give a notice to me. A government has to give a notice to me. So I have a right to get the notice. Without notice, you can't take away. So my right become your duty. A duty of the state to inform person that it intends to acquire his property. So first of all, that notice has to be served. Then second step, a right of citizen to be heard. So I am ready or not ready. If ready, no problem. If not, it is. Okay. You can't take the decision solo. No one side. Isn't it? Here is in a way no one side law. Okay. It's something like no, if not threatening and throwing nothing like this. So you have the citizen have this right to be heard, and it's a duty, right, of the state to hear. Okay, the objections, if any. Okay, you can't simply ignore the things. Then right of the citizen to be reasoned decision. Okay, or the duty of the state to inform the persons of a decision to acquire the property. So what for you are acquiring? The reason has to be clearly stated. And if any objections, that has to be addressed. And the duty of the state to demonstrate that acquisition exclusively for the public purpose. No doubt for the public purpose he can take. Is an exclusively for public purpose, not why this issue arised. For example, near Ongol, when special economic zone was created, it was given to some private organization. Say you are taking for public purpose, why you are giving to private? So there's a hue and cry. Finally, the project was done away with. Okay, how is that you will give it to private person? In what way it is going to be useful for the public? That need to be addressed properly. Okay, otherwise the practical problems are coming. A number of IT companies, no, private lands was given. For example, regarding war or this regional include you are giving, you can understand for everybody. If it's in few, the big question mark. And right of the citizens to fair compensation. So compensation should be fair. How much you are giving is also important, isn't it? Reality is that the registered value and market value is different in India. So if that be the case, what to do? No doubt you have right to go to court of law. Court will give the compensation, increase the no doubt. But how much time it will take? We don't know. 5 years, 10 years, sometimes, right? Rarely you will find quick in participants. So what is the need to go to court first of all? Why can't the government itself address in the beginning years? Okay. Then duty of the state to conduct process of acquisition efficiently and within the prescribed timelines. This is also important. You have to adhere to where the governance will come into the fore. And finally, right of the conclusion of the proceedings. So all these seven it listed, and very important from both prelims and mains point of view for you. An order, which are the following is not, as now most of the questions address on. So to simplify it, these all the things are there. So you have right to notice, right to heard, right? Right to a reasoned decision, duty to acquire only for public purpose, right of the restitution or the fair compensation, right to an efficient and expeditious process, and right of the conclusions. So all these seven procedures you have to be adhered to, then only you will get. Otherwise, no. So keeping in mind, go through all those issues, the articles, link up with. Hmm. 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 Say title is different. So whether it will belongs to you or not, you will get authenticity if you strictly go with that. But hidden agenda we are questioning, isn't it? Not the on the reality, on this ground. For example, why I'm just comparing this issue here with the Dharani portal. In Telangana, major complaint is that, for example, I purchase the land from you, you have to transfer me the registered. But it so happened it was not done for one reason or the another. So it is still on your name. Generation to generation passed away. Land is under my control, de facto. As per law, yours. Neither I am nor you are existing now. Your children, my children are there. Now, when I wanted to sell to somebody now, can I do it? No. And that actual person is not at all there. Their generation, they will come. The big issue now, isn't it? And Raitu Bandhu, to whom it will go, only the owner. Though you sold your land long back, now you are the beneficiary, not the real. So, I mean, this point I want to make it only clear is that the title. If the immediate registration happened, there will not be any problem. If not, practical problem will be there. If any disputes arises, this or that, government will come into the scene. They said, okay, first we will take, right? Later we will do that. There's another option. Secondly, at the ground reality is also that, recently I was briefed in one village. Government wanted, there's no government land there. Still, government promised some land to the poor. So they have to. So you have to acquire. Say, uh, 10 lakhs is per acre in that area. Government is ready to give even 12 lakhs. Okay, because I have proved in one village only, I'm taking this. It is giving more than market value. Good. But the practical problem is, why should I sell mine? I don't have any intention to sell. I don't have any intention to give. Right? I want to keep it like this, keep it to my posterity, the future generation. Right? Or I want to earn on that in agriculture. Why should I give? Right or wrong? There the big problem is coming. The moment I am not interested, that become a strategic location, assume it. Now you are getting all sort of threats. Give it or. Okay. By mistake, any law related this sort of issues are there, they are taking undue advantage. Give us, otherwise you will not get anything at all. So all samadhana by dandopaya. So dandopaya become normal. There the practical problem is coming. So in the course of time, if not registered on your name now, okay, if those registered and everything is normal. No objections, nothing. Okay. If minor problem is there, they are addressing. But the practical problem is that this sort of thing, only on paper it is there, not officially registered, orally, okay, this gift related. And especially that generation, old generation, if it is not existing, right, now they can't come and register. Then who's that land belong to? Yeah. So all these are the issues need to be properly addressed. Need to be properly addressed. If not, that become a big issue. Okay. So let us hope the best. Okay, that much only we can say that one is concerned. But anyhow, this is the right time this decision came. Okay. Now a proper procedure has to be followed. Okay. Definitely, because for example, land is not under my name now. At least no, I'm staying there. Some other proofs are there. So the moment I submit, because right to be heard now, that become so no doubt that will address issue to some extent. Okay. Hmm. Any other doubts? on this. So here the court address one is clearly stated is a constitutional and human right. Okay, and one more point it talked about is mandatory procedures. And third important point you have to keep in mind is already the decision of the Calcutta High Court. It upheld the Calcutta High Court order. There are three issues which you have to keep in mind. And right to property, that's Article 19(1)(f) as well as 31. Keep in mind. When 31A was added, by very first amendment, okay, was added. Okay, so those issues we can make it. Then another Supreme Court judgment recently, Article 12, they invoked Air India is ceased to be a state. Hitherto all the cases are which will come under state or not. Either to they are not state, Supreme Court judgments are in favor. Yes, it is a state, or it said it is not a state. Now the judgment is already existing is a state. Now we said it is no more a state. Okay. Why? Because Air India was now sold to private sector. A disinvestment happened. So because of the disinvestment in the Air India, now it is no more under state control. As it's no more under the government control, it's no more a state as defined in Article 12. Anybody can tell me what Article 12 says? When it says define states, states means not of Andhra, Tamil Nadu state, right? What it is? Union government, okay? State government, local government, and other authorities. There the issue of other authorities. Okay? Union government implies parliament, that is legislature and executive. State, legislature, executive. But when you use the word government, three organs: legislature, executive, judiciary. Here, Article 12, when it defines state, judiciary is not under Article 12, not under definition of the state. Okay, that point you have to keep in mind. And that Article 12 applies only fundamental rights. Wherever they use the word state, within the chapter of fundamental rights, not in other. Okay, for example, when you're talking about yeah, so that varies. Directive principles of state policy. Variations is there, and you have to keep that in mind. Then one more thing, I don't know how it is going to be in future. Madhya Pradesh High Court said that this quota, EWS, economically weaker section, they said 10%, 10% of the total or 10% of general. Okay. So total means 10%. Out of 100 vacancies, they will get 10. If it is 10% out of general, they will get only 5, not 10. Now, again, the issue. Okay, is it total or the part is concerned? And Madhya Pradesh High Court has given, and definitely again it will go to Supreme Court. Let us see what Supreme Court will say, because Supreme Court is the final interpreter of the Constitution. Okay, it will give the meaning to the meaningless or any ambiguity is there. So till Supreme Court says High Court is decision is valid. Okay, so we have to wait. Just the yeah, regarding OBC only they can take, but not others. EWS it can't take. Only central. State can take only authorized regarding OBC, not of others. Say always when the precedents, some high court says, till the Supreme Court overrides that, it's valid. Everywhere you can take it. You can adopt. Even you have the constitution one word, if the central law made only for a particular state. If you want, you can adopt. So that process is there. You can. That is automatic. By default, it won't be. You can adopt. You can adopt. Then another, of course, number of times we discussed CAA, Citizenship Amendment Act. Finally, the citizenship cards issued. Okay, though 2019 the act was made, there is a 4 years of delay in its implementation. Last right, March 11th, only it was notified. So from that onward, the procedure started. The people started applying. Then recently, they are given citizenship cards. A quick recollection: Citizenship Amendment Act 2019 is meant for whom? For the persons who came to India legally or illegally? Illegally. Okay? The people came to India illegally, but still staying in the country. We wanted to give them citizenship. But conditions apply. We restricted to 3 countries. What are those 3 countries? Bangladesh, Pakistan, Afghanistan. Only 3 countries. Not from Sri Lanka, not from Myanmar. Okay? Not from Nepal. Nothing to do. Only 3 countries. But again restricted another condition, communities. 6 communities. Anybody can tell me quickly? Group song, you are good, no doubt. Okay. Okay. So Hindus immediately follows, right? Buddhists, Jains, and Sikhs. 4 over. Parsis, Christians. So, and who are excluded? Muslims. It's nothing. So they are opposing this trend. So at least that point you can keep in mind. Another question: Citizenship Amendment Act. Amendment. It is amending what? Citizenship Act of which year? 1955. Good. 1955. Okay. Because Parliament, though, okay, authorized to make a detailed provision under Article 11 of the Constitution, right? Because though the second part is related to citizenship, a detail is not there. So a detailed provisions was done by that and is amending that. Okay. Then I think already this posed in the question, the 3 Indian classics joined UNESCO Memory of the World Register. So what are those 3? What is the significance? Ramcharitmanas, written by whom? Tulsi Das. Belong to which century? You are all history, right? Okay, 16th century. Goswami Tulsi Das. In which language is it written? Telugu. At that time, there is a language called Awadhi, and in Awadhi language. Okay, so total 7 kandas are there. Yeah. So Ramacharita is nothing but no retelling the events of Ramayana. Then Panchatantra written by everybody knows, right? Vishnu Sharma. That's in which language? Sanskrit. Pancharatma is in Sanskrit. Is the oldest collection of surviving Indian fables in a way. 5 parts it is. Pancha. So there are a number of stories within the story also. During our childhood, no, those are the things, right? Which always learn. Then Srahodaya Loka, Acharya Anandavardhan is in Sanskrit. Anandavardhan, Acharya Anandavardhan. I think here the names are there, no? Acharya Anandavardhan, Tulasidas, Vishnu. They have written this, right? Ramacharita Panchatantra, and Satya. What is this MOWCAP? Hmm? Memory of the World. MOW, Memory of the World program of which organization under this? UNESCO. UNESCO full form? Educational, scientific, cultural. Right? You can understand that word. Then it is. So from MOW program is existing from 1992 onwards. So in a way, it will preserve all words documentary heritage, so that you'll have got the universal access. Then, of course, one more thing regarding the chess. So we have the 85th Grandmaster now. He belong to Tamil Nadu, right? Sham Nikhil. 84th also Vaishali Ramesh Telugu, Tamil Nadu only. Vaishali Aditya Telangana where 82nd, yeah. Pranith, Vipula Pranith of Telangana. Fine. Then the Everest man again in the news, now 29 times, right? Is called as an Everest man. Okay, so Kami Rita. So we find it difficult to one time even to go there, and is making routes continuously. And quick recollection: who is the first ascender, sir? Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay. And who is the first Indian? First Indian woman? Bachendri Pal. Number of exams you will find that one. And height of this, actually they said 8848. Okay, generally word, but recently China they made it something else. Okay, additional. So they are using this 9 as well. Okay, but actually the all subject they'll contain 8848 meters, 0.46. Okay, it is added there. What is in India highest peak? Kanchenjunga, K2, right? Then one more in the news, the issue of the Bible. Kareena Kapoor's got the court notice in a way using this Bible because in the thing is concerned. And her book, right? The book title, the Kareena Kapoor's Pregnancy Bible. Actually, they wanted to give the precepts, right? What to do, what not to do. But it so happened that because you are using this Bible, which is universal, how far it is going to be. So we have to wait and see. Now using the words, they said affected the Christianity, sentiments of the Christianity community. So always you are saying affected the Hindu community. Now the affect the Muslim community. So addressing that become a normal So we have to wait and see it is. Anyhow, the books and authors, if the question may become on this, right? Who authored this book in a way, issue also be the important. Then, of course, India French military exercise, Shakti 2024. It's in Meghalaya only. Okay, it's coming up. So, and quick recollection of other exercises recently. East coast of India, there is exercise of Purvi Lehar. Then, fifth edition of the Dust Link, that is between India and Uzbekistan. Then, Sagar Kavach, there's a coastal security exercise in Lakshadweep. Then, you have the IMP, Trilat, India, Mozambique, Tanzania. Then Tiger Trump, India and US. So whatever, because differently there will be the questions. Okay, recently it's not much coming, but still address this issue. Then genotransplantation is the news because one person, right, died in no time. So what is that genotransplantation? So it involves a transplantation of non-human tissues or organs into human recipients. So that we called as the transplantation. And now the issue of the pigs issue is concerned. And one of the reason why in most of the time the selecting pig as the source of animal is relatively larger literal size compared to all the ways, and short maturation period is the major, because the reason is also why these pig organs are used in this transplantation, because of the issue is that, and the size as well as physiological similarity, low risk compared to others is concerned, and readily application to the genetic engineering techniques issue is there. So now their agenda is different, right? We don't know what sort of the questions are appearing, keeping the new pattern. Advise to look into the reason why it is happening. Anyhow, in your science and tech, you can discuss in detail. And finally, Justice Ayesha, it came suddenly on the things, right? They're the first woman in Pakistan's history, right? She appointed as the Supreme Court judge. So women become a judge there. So that itself is the issue. Because the Muslim world keeping the woman aside, not giving much of opportunities, and the neighboring Taliban is become very notorious, but still they are doing it. So a positive trend at least. So Asma, Jabin, Madhuri, they mentioned, right, Vaishali, Pragnanda sister, right. Okay. So that's all for today. Any doubts, clarifications, or any issue? Hmm? Right. So thank you very much. See you next week.